Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching Crazy Narcissist Ex-Girlfriend. This is part 2 of my Q&A video where I'm answering questions that you guys asked in the last Q&A video last Monday. Any questions you guys have today, go down below and ask me and I'll answer them in the next Q&A video next Monday. Let's start with part 2. Mariella Da Silva from Rhode Island. Hello Mariella. Trying to move on but still obsessed with narcissist videos and always think about him. It's been 3 months. What should I do to get over it? Mariella, you should watch some of my videos and I'll explain to you why all this is happening. This is not just a relationship you just get over in 3 months. Much more involved, okay? Find out things like if you have CPTSD. See if that makes sense to you, if that relates to you. These aren't things we just get over, okay? There's reasons we dated narcissists. There is a reason that you dated a narcissist, and it's much more than things that were going on in your life at that present moment. This is about how we were raised. This is about our parents teaching us emotional intelligence. This is about socialization, things like this, that our parents are responsible for teaching us. And a lot of times our parents don't teach us that. It doesn't mean they're bad people, it means they were bad parents. A lot of times we don't realize that our parents weren't the best. Okay? There's a lot involved in parenting. A lot more than buying pants and shoes and shirts and taking them to school and the doctors. Okay? Much, much more to it. Most likely, Mariella, one of your parents probably are a drug addict, an alcoholic, mentally ill, has a personality disorder, abandoned you or neglected you. Almost for sure. Okay? More than likely, Mariella, you have a friend who's a narcissist or a borderline. More than likely, Mariella, you've dated other narcissists before. These are the things that you need to realize in the past 3 months, and these are things you should do now. So it's much more than Mr. Right, Mr. Wrong. Okay? Start learning about this stuff. Learn more than just about narcissists. A lot of channels just make videos on narcissists and that's it. They tell you what one is and what they're thinking and stuff like that. There's much more to this. It's not just red flags. Most of your answers are going to come when you start looking at yourself. Okay? Hope that helps, Mariella. Good luck. You're just getting started. And you know, what does it feel like when someone tells you, get over it? So it's not about that, okay? Victoria from the United Kingdom. Hello, Victoria. How does a psychopath handle being discarded? Well, I wouldn't know. I'm not a psychopath, but psychopaths don't handle that very well. The thing you have to realize is they have less range of emotions. They already don't feel like a human being, like a whole human being. How do they feel being discarded? I'm not totally sure, but you know, psychopaths are the ones that do pretty extreme things, aren't they? If you're asking about your ex and you think he's a psychopath, first I just want to tell you, just make sure he is. You know, you want to know what a psychopath does if you discard him. Well, that might be kind of scary to think about what a psychopath can do. But if you want to know what a narcissist or a borderline does, it might help you feel better, not so scared. More than likely, whatever this person is, if they're in the cluster B, more than likely they don't like it. They don't like being discarded. It tells them that something's wrong with them. They already know so much is wrong with them. They don't want to be reminded. Okay? So most people don't take it well at all. Disordered people, they don't like it. You know? What he will do, I don't know. I never know. Manal from Istanbul, Turkey. Hello, Manal. My ex discarded me and got engaged. Is there something wrong with me? Why he never cared a little? No. It's great for you to wonder. I mean, it's not a good feeling that you have, but the fact that you care, the fact that you are able to look at yourself, the fact that you're able to have some insight, the fact that you're able to admit if you're wrong is good things. These are good things. These are things that disordered people don't do. Okay? You guys, narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, they aren't asking me questions, you know, about, is it my fault? Am I the one? They aren't watching these videos. They don't care about this stuff. Okay? They don't care if what's wrong with them. They don't give a shit. They aren't going to change it. They don't care. Everything's your fault. That's it. They aren't, you know what I mean? So the fact that you care is a good sign. He may have cared a little, but he's an abusive, sick person. I don't know. You know what I mean? But the fact, you have to realize there's something wrong with someone that just leaves you after 6 months, 6 years, just walks away from you and goes right to somebody else and gets engaged. That is extreme red flags for unhealthiness. There's something wrong for people to do that. That is very, very wrong. We don't hop from relationship to relationship. We don't leave one relationship and jump right into another. And we certainly don't get engaged in a week, a month. You know what I mean? All those things tells you there's something wrong with him. And how you feel is a normal reaction. It's hurtful. It's harsh. You've been betrayed. There's so many bad things going on and feelings, and it's normal. Normal reaction. Okay? Just keep learning. Talk to people. Talk. It feels better. Okay? Thank you, Manal. Ashley from Dallas. Hello, Ashley. Why did my ex admit he is a sociopath? What's the difference with NPD? So, yes, some disordered people will admit they're disordered. Okay? And you want to know why? Well, I don't know the pretense. I don't know, what was going on at the time. I don't know, Ashley. Maybe you guys have 6 years together and he's done with you and doesn't give a shit what you think. I don't know. Maybe he's proud he's disordered. A lot of disorder, it's very common for disordered people that are borderlines or narcissists to say, I'm a sociopath. For some reason, they think it's good to be a sociopath. It's better than narcissist, kind of like narcissists are here, borderline, sociopath. I'm a sociopath. I'm a psychopath. Good person. Great person. Okay? They know something's wrong with them. Yeah, and they can figure that out on their own. Most likely, he's probably a narcissist or a borderline. Most likely. But I wouldn't know. What's the difference between sociopathy and narcissism? Not much, to be honest. On a scale of personalities, on a scale of disorders. These are both cluster B. They're very similar, and there's just tons of similarities. So you want to know things that separate them a little bit? Well, sociopathy is antisocial. It's a different personality disorder. Still in the cluster B, very similar. Sociopaths are considered, antisocial means you go against social norms, whether it's rules or laws. You seek out excitement. You take lots of risks, so you might be in and out of jails and prisons and courts and stuff like that. That's very common. Or you just, you litter all the time. You speed a lot and you go really fast for excitement. And you don't care about taking risks. You aren't scared of the law, stuff like that. NPD, just narcissists, a lot of times may not do that. They may, follow a strict regimen and never break the law, right? But they're still abusive socially towards people. That's kind of a difference, okay? C. Forrest from Europe, hello. Where does empathy come from? From the empathy warehouse. Empathy is something that you develop, okay? It's developed in your brain, and you need proper parenting for this. I read a lot of your things where you said you think it's about love and exchange and this and that. It is. It is. We don't just develop empathy on our own for no reason, okay? And it's not one of the first things we're concerned about. First things we're concerned about is us. Okay, like I said before, empathy is something that's not even fully developed until we're getting into our adult life, our adult years of life. It's not fully developed. So I truly believe empathy is something that's taught. It's something that's shared. It's something that's grown and developed with caretakers and other people. You have to realize that, relationships are regulation. Relationships teach us affect, how to act, how to look, how to behave, how to feel. By interacting with other people. That's what all of this is about. If we are children that we don't interact with our parents very well, and there's no serve and respond, and there's neglect and abandonment, those people don't learn good social skills. Okay? Looking in each other's eyes and communicating more than just this by facial expressions, hand gestures, Okay, these are things that we learn and develop, and that helps us to learn and develop empathy and things like that. Okay, I hope that helps. If not, just ask me again. Okay. Claire from Wales. Hello, Claire. If borderline personality disorder is about fear of abandonment, why do they act so badly and cause abandonment? Good question, Claire. But try to understand that we draw our fears closer to us, don't we? Abandonment is a major issue with them, and it replays in their life. And what I mean by that is your brain has not figured out how to handle abandonment. Okay? Borderlines do not know how to handle abandonment. They can't handle it. It's too much emotion, and they've created a total phobia against it. So when we are afraid of things, we are thinking about things. You know, we make our fears come to fruition. We make our fears come from a thought to an actual physical thing. Because we keep them here fresh with us, and we build them up bigger. That's what all of this is fears and phobias we've created from our emotions and situations with people. So, you know, the reason they do it, the reason they act so bad is because they're afraid you're going to leave them. It makes you do crazy things, doesn't it? Our fears, period, make us do crazy stuff. You know, I mean, the extreme is people commit suicide. People hurt each other. People rob and steal. People will do all kinds of things that's not normally them because of their fears. And if we let that do that to us, they completely control us. I hope that helps. Shar from New Jersey. Hello, Shar. Can your silence cause a hoover? Well, not necessarily, and I know what you mean. Like, just by ignoring them, will they not stop because you're ignoring them? And I understand that that's a real injury, and it really makes them go like this to you. But all in all, in the long run, you have to do it anyways. And what really causes hoovers are triggers for them. So trigger memories, you know. That actual shade of blue reminds you of your ex. And so you see it and you keep thinking about your ex, and then you sit there and ruminate and wonder, you know, what they're doing, and you know, sex was really good with them, and they usually give me money. I'm going to call them up and hoover them, and, you know, whatever, things like that. And so it's just triggers, mostly triggers, and it's the need for attention. So you guys that are saying my ex isn't hoovering me, it's because they're busy. They're with somebody else, and you never know, okay? You never know if you're being hoovered. Most of you guys out there have experienced some kind of stalking from people, but we don't know. Okay, most of us have. Most of us have been stalked to some degree, but we don't know. They're hoovering you and you don't know. They're checking on you and you may not know. But the other thing is they just don't care. Don't forget, these people don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit. It's what they can get from you. And that's easily replaceable. I can get that from someone else. I'm getting that from someone else. When things go wrong, which they will, because I have a personality disorder and I can't be in a functioning relationship with anyone. So it's going to go wrong. And when it does, I'm going to go back to you. Unless I got somebody else in the back burner. But it'd be nice to rekindle a few things. Get a little validation from myself. Have sex with you and you tell me how great I am one more time. You know, things like that. Tamara from Delaware. Hello, Tamara. I beat my ex-husband in court twice. He didn't think I had the strength. Is it safe to say he won't contact me ever again? No. No. And, you know, Tamara, I never know what people are going to do. And even though these are personality disorders, each person has their own different personality. And I don't know them, right? I don't know your situation. But here's the deal. I'm always going to tell you guys that they're going to hoover you. Always. Because most of them do. Most of them will. Even the ones that never do. They might sometime, but something keeps them from doing it. Whatever. I don't know. But most of them do. These are the people that have the worst relationship problems. So they don't just do things like, you know, break up nicely and tell you and then, you know, leave you alone forever and move on and go out and be happy. No, they aren't happy. They come back to old relationships. They come back to abusive relationships. They want to abuse people again, the same people. Sick. And good job. I'm glad you stuck it out, and I'm glad you won. Good for you. That's going to help you later in life. You're going to feel better about that. Okay? And I don't mean just what you got out of it. What you got out of it was power. Okay? Good job. Christopher from the United Kingdom. Hello, Christopher. Why would my ex say our marriage is just a piece of paper now? Well, that's how she feels about you, Christopher. I'm sorry. I don't, I hate to tell people things like that, but it's the truth. She just doesn't care. The other thing, though, Christopher, since I know your situation personally, I can tell you that she's borderline, and they don't like to finite things. They don't like to finish things. They don't like to make it so that I can never talk to you again. Okay? They just have to leave a part of them, and really they believe a part of them is with you, a part that they abandoned, they left in that relationship. They return, and they want to return. They want the security to know that they can return. If you were taking care of them, paying their stuff, and now they're with someone else, what's going to happen when that relationship ends? They know this. They haven't had any successful relationships. They all end horribly. And, borderlines are poor me, it's all everyone's fault. So they just believe the whole world is dumping on them all the time. So why would they trust the next person, right? They don't. They don't trust you. She wants to return when she's done with that nasty big ape she's with. Okay? She wants to come back to you for money, for sex, for attention. Don't do it, Christopher. Finalize that marriage. I don't care how much it costs. Just do it, man. Don't play this game where you think that she should do it because she's the one who hurt you. She wins. Then she gets to return whenever she wants. Finalize this shit. Realize you made a mistake with the wrong person and be done with it. And wash your hands. Please, Christopher. I would love to see you do that. I would love for you, the next time I see a message from you saying, I did it, David. I went down to the courthouse. I filed for divorce. I paid for it. I'm done. That would be beautiful, and a fucking weight would be lifted off your shoulders and off your chest and out of your head. And her foot would be off your heart. Okay? Do it. Don't hold on to this. There's nothing to hold on to except misery and pain. Okay? Raven from British Columbia, Canada. Hello, Raven. How can I recover my destroyed self-image after narcissistic abuse? Very hard, isn't it? And I know we all feel horrible afterwards. A lot of it's just going to take some time, Raven. But please realize that you couldn't have had a good self-image to date a narcissist and be abused by one. You couldn't have had a very good self-image before. So figure out why, okay? Instead of just saying, I don't like it when I do this. How do I stop it? Well, how you stop anything is to understand it and understand why you do it. It's like drugs. Somebody's using drugs and abusing drugs. Okay? It didn't just happen. Okay? Any kind of addiction takes time. Right? You don't just, man, I don't know what I was doing, and then you just stumbled upon some drugs in my mouth and I took them and now I'm addicted. No. You make a conscious decision to keep doing that drug until you're addicted. Right? So these are decisions we made, and the drug addict needs to find out why is he taking drugs. Not just how do I stop. How do I stop? You keep yourself busy. Shove candy in your mouth instead of drugs. Yeah, those things might be work, but it's all temporary. If you're doing drugs, man, you feel like shit about yourself, period. Bar none. I don't give a shit anybody that abuses drugs on a daily basis, weekly basis, stuff like that, you aren't happy. You need drugs to think you're happy. You are covering something. You are hiding something. You are missing something. Big time. Okay? Same goes with these relationships. Same thing. Think of us as drug addicts, man. And that's how unhealthy we are. We're dating disordered, abusive people. Okay? And we let them destroy a part of us. Didn't we? We gave too much of ourselves away. And we look in the mirror and we hate ourselves for it. So you need to figure out how to not do that again. You need to figure out why you did it. Okay? There's a lot of things you can do to pick up your self-image. And a lot of it is in here. Okay? It's not about just looking better. It's about feeling better. It's about our own self-worth. Okay? And we let people take that and we let people destroy that. So it's time to build it up ourselves. Okay? Like we should have done when we were younger. What our parents should have helped us do. Your parents should have helped you with your self-image. Okay, they're partly responsible for how bad it is. But now you're an adult, so now you start fixing these things by going back and figuring out why. Not just how, why. What is it? What is a poor self-image? What is it caused from? And that is how you fix it, okay? Hope that helps. Wes from Newcastle, United Kingdom. Hello, Wes. Is there a clear way to know if my ex is BPD or sociopath? Very difficult. Very difficult. And very commonly comorbid. I've heard a doctor once, a very good doctor, say that borderline is the female version of sociopathy. Kind of like the sister sociopath. The lower, less version of it. The little bit more mellow. The thing is, here again, cluster B. Sociopath would be considered the more emotional antisocial. Borderline, good way to know a borderline is they just don't have emotional regulation, right? And sociopaths are poor at it too. And they're very commonly comorbid, connected. They're related. They're sister and brother, okay? So very quite often we sit there and we think our borderline is comorbid with narcissists, stuff like that. Maybe their borderline is sociopath. That's more common. You have to understand that the definition of a narcissist, the definition of a borderline are so different. They are. They're just so different. They just look and feel the same, but they're very different. Sociopath is very more closely related to borderline. And it's very hard to tell the difference. When you have a nasty, nasty borderline, I call it borderline sociopath or histrionic sociopath. And so do a lot of doctors, okay? Very common. Hope that helps. Lisa from New Jersey. Hello, Lisa. Has there been any research with hypnosis on narcissists? I don't know. I didn't find any. But I'm guessing the reason you're asking is because you want to know if it helps their narcissism, right? And I don't. It can't. It just can't. I don't know though. You know, that's just an opinion. I'm just guessing. I've never heard of research done with hypnosis. I know narcissists that have stopped their behaviors. But that is a clear conscious choice. I understand how hypnosis can help you with things, but I think coming out of a personality disorder has to take absolute insight, awareness. You need more. You need the whole picture, not less. And I think hypnosis gives you less of a picture. I think hypnosis is good for stopping, bad habits, kind of where our thought patterns kind of like that. And I understand what you mean with the narcissism, but I would say no, I don't think there could be any success with that. Now, maybe the narcissist that has stopped, that has seen their ways, seen their problems, and want to begin changing, they've stopped a lot of the behavior, it's hard for them to stop the thought patterns, maybe that would help. I don't know. Sorry, I can't help you more on that one. David from Pennsylvania. Hello, David. Can you talk more about shame, how it evolves into adulthood, how it propels disordered people toward empaths, and vice versa? Okay, so David, a lot of these people, let's just say borderlines, narcissists, stuff like that, and us, people that have dated them, people that have, let's say, CPTSD and codependence, stuff like that, they all come from childhood trauma. Some traumatic events, whatever it is, or years of trauma. And it creates shame. So shame, best thing I do is compare it to guilt. We tend to a lot of times think that it's guilt, same thing. And it's not at all. Guilt is I did a bad thing. Shame is you're a bad person. And it's different for people. So it's basically feeling ashamed about ourselves. And it could be a single event where someone told us you're a bad person, or it's years of trauma where we're left alone and neglected and stuff like that, where we internalize that as I'm a bad person. And years of trauma does that, period. As we get into adulthood, we feel bad about ourselves. We feel we are bad people. And what happens is we sell ourselves short, period. Everybody's equal, right? We're all different. We're not the same, but we're equal. Shame makes us feel less than equal. Okay? And that's why narcissists, how they survive is they just lie and say, I'm better than you for no reason. Just, I'm better. But what happens is if we don't feel like we're equal, we don't believe we deserve things that other people deserve. We think that we deserve people to treat us bad, and we don't get the good things from people that people do. So, and disordered people have this too. So that feeling you had that I knew something was wrong with them, something was just not right, couldn't quite put my finger on it, that's enough for most healthy people to go, you know, not just dive right in anyways, right? So this is all about shame. This is all about how we feel about ourselves. And the bad parenting and the bad social skills make us feel less than equal, okay? So we shack up together with other people that have experienced those same things because all of us feel less than equal. Disordered people believe they're less than equal. Narcissism is not in love with yourself. Narcissism isn't completely enamored and think you're the most beautiful person in the world, you're so amazing. That's all fake, false bullshit. Okay? All of it. They're ashamed. They're ashamed of themselves. They went through abuse and trauma, and they lie to themselves and just say, I'm better than you. That's how they deal with it. They don't deal with it. We carry it along. We deal with it. We don't put it on other people like they do. Okay? And it draws us together. Disordered people believe they're not as good. So they date people that will date them. People that believe they're not as good. It just happens. It's just a match. And we need to start loving ourselves. And we need to start validating ourselves. And we need to start realizing and seeing that we're all equal and stop comparing ourselves to other people and saying, I'm better than you. Oh, you're better than me. I'll tell you right now, one of the worst things you could ever feel in your life is worried about judgment and what other people think about you or what you look like. That is the absolute worst thing in this life. If you are concentrated, and you can tell the people that do this, you can tell the people that are really highly focused on what people think about them. Okay? These are the people that try to destroy your life. These are the people that are very aggressive and nasty and try to do things, smear campaigns, harassment, stalking, all these things. It's all from that. They're all worried about what other people will think about them, so they try to destroy you. It's just sick. You know, the people that don't care about what other people look or think don't respond. You know? I hope that helps. Kim. We'd love to know where you're from, Kim. Can subtle remarks on Facebook be meant as hoovering? Absolutely. They will do that on purpose. Okay? So instead of just the initial bam contact, hey, what's up? You know, it's... they know you're going to see their Facebook page, so maybe they post a photo of them standing in front of some building that you guys have a picture of standing in front of. Or a very special moment in your guys' relationship was standing in front of that building, and now he's sitting there standing there. You know, any little thing, or like a little meme, like a little something, a little note, a little saying that he knows you're going to see and start thinking about him, that's considered hoovering, yeah. Any kind of contact whatsoever, any kind of ruminating and stuff, putting something out there just for you. Yeah, hoover. Mella B from Ontario, Canada. Hello, Mella. My ex is still not with anyone after 2.5 years. Is this normal sometimes for borderlines and narcissists? No. It's just not normal. These are very... borderlines are just so dependent on people. Narcissists are dependent on people. Narcissists can be alone. Borderlines, I just don't know borderlines that are alone. That's odd. But you have an avoidant borderline, because you have to realize borderline is, you know, a total product of massive abuse, right? So it's about how they respond to it. And some of us, you know, become, out of abuse, some of us can become avoidant, obsessive. There's different reactions to this. So you could have these people that really want nothing to do with anyone else. But that's just their behavior. I have yet, besides mentally ill people, I have yet to meet anyone that doesn't want some sort of attachment, some sort of relationship with people, something, you know? And it's hard to say that narcissists don't when that's what they're doing, when they're bouncing around from relationship to relationship and getting in deep, involved emotional relationships, and they fly and emotions fly and they all fuck each other and hit each other and go to jail, and you know what I mean? There's something they want out of that, and they just more than just attention. I mean, you could go be a performer and get attention. You know, I could sit here and make my videos. If I was a narcissist, this wouldn't be enough. You understand? Just the attention isn't enough. You need the total emotional interaction. Okay. Hope that helps. That's it, guys. That's it. Thank you very, very much. I hope that helps. I hope these questions help. You know, if you guys have questions, just ask. Just ask. I don't care what they are. I'll give you my opinion. You know, and that's all it is, my opinion. But at least I've been through this before, and I helped a lot of people with this, and I've seen tons of patterns, and I know how to heal from this. I know what to do. So ask me, and I'll help you, okay? Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next Monday. If you can, vote for the video, comment, ask me questions, and I'll answer them next Monday. Everyone, love yourself first, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Danny Dog Productions.